This was it. I can officially say I'm a walk-on QB at the University of New Mexico. My old QB coach from high school had gotten a spot here about 2 years ago and was making some progress with the talent he got in, but he was looking to get some more talent in the door as soon as possible, job security and stuff like that. I had a meeting with him and coach before everything got into motion, and this was straight to the point from what I could tell. The head coach came out immediately letting me know that just because I knew the QB coach didn't mean I should expect any kind of special treatment. I was a walk-on and everybody has to earn their spot on the team. Nothing was given. He went on about how this is currently the worst team in the entire D1 level and how he was in the business of winning games and anything worth having is worth fighting for, or some stuff like that. I can't lie, I was a little caught up in the moment because let's be real, I'm 4 years removed from this sport, and although this was a dream I had in high school, I'm just excited to be here. After I came back from daydreaming in the meeting, my QB coach was talking about what my job would be from here on out or until I could prove I deserved a spot above the other guys. Long story short, my job was to learn the plays of the upcoming teams and test out that with the first string defense. Coach wanted me to give it my all and make sure that even though I was technically on the scout team as a walk-on, there was still room on the field to play. So I took that for what it was and immediately got to work. After all, I had to knock off some dust that had been lingering these 4 years. Fast forward to spring practice, and here I was in the training facility in a college football uniform playing ball. Bro, luckily I had time before this to test my arm, get some time in with the coach before we officially started, and I'm not gonna lie, it was like riding a bike. Although I hadn't played like this in years, I quickly found my way around the pocket like I used to, or should I say outside of the pocket. Listen, this scout team offensive line was garbage, and I found myself on almost every play getting outside of the pocket before the play broke up. But I was finding some nice targets, and I was doing what I needed to do out there on the field, and I honestly felt as if the coaches were pleased. Now, my job low-key was to expose the first team defense with these offensive schemes, and from all the yelling that was coming from the defensive end, I think I was doing my job to perfection. Now, this went on for weeks. That felt like an eternity. And to my surprise, I started to find myself very involved with the team. Like, I actually started to care if we won games or not. Watching the team take L's while I'm sitting at home, like literally watching the defense get dusted time and time again after I got them prepared, was really starting to get on my nerve. Bro, imagine sitting there watching the first team defense get exposed on a play that you literally ran over and over again at practice is so humiliating. And like I said, I started to find myself upset more and more as all I could do as a walk-on was sit back and watch the team take L after L. Now, some interesting things were going on behind the scenes that I can't fail to mention. First thing, which I already mentioned, was we were taking a lot of losses. And the whole time at practice, I'm putting up numbers, constantly exposing the defense. Now, here's something that shocked me, which was that although I was a walk-on, I found my way to the second string position one practice because the goofy in front of me was mouthing off to the coach, and in some weird power struggle, he got demoted to my position, which meant that next game, I was going to be on the field holding extra point kicks. But that also meant on the chance that we would get blown out, I would be next up to play, or if the QB got hurt, it would be on me. Do I even need to say how crazy and nervous this shit was? As we're standing here talking with the coach and he's telling me this, I'm just lost because, bro, what the fuck? Nevertheless, I'm an Army man and this is what I was built for. No surprise attacks, and before I know it, it was game day. My first time out on the field, and we're coming into this game 1-5. And here I am out on the field holding extra points, and to be fair, I couldn't be more happier. So boom, QB1 has been playing trash all game, and here I am taking my first snap for this New Mexico team. Now I come in on 3rd and 7. Coach called a QB keeper for me, and I didn't know what happened after that. I kind of blacked out, but I do know we did not get that first down. Coach calls the kicking team, which is my cue, and there we go. I made it out on the field. Apparently some words were exchanged on the sideline between coach and QB1. On 3rd and 6, I drop back and see what I thought was a wide open man, and the play is immediately broken up. But coach wants me to run it back, and I'm shocked. I was ready for the extra point. So on 4th down, I drop back again. I tap back into how I was playing during practice, turn on the jets, and when you know it, I'm scoring my first collegiate touchdown. What the fuck? did I just do? I didn't even celebrate for real because everything just kind of happened so fast. Speaking of things happening so fast, I'm back on the field after the defense gets a nice stop. I'm dropping back, buying some time in the pocket, and with all my strength, I throw a bomb downfield, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I underthrew the hell out of the ball. Luckily, my guy Luke doesn't make me look like a complete idiot and comes back for the ball, giving me my first big gain in the air. With my confidence boosted, my luck doesn't run out there as I'm surveying the field, scrambling to my left, finding Andrew this time, who makes a crazy catch at the 1 yard line, giving me another huge gain in the air. And because they both seem like good throws, I move out of the pocket to my right and see the DB cheat up, and I throw a dot to my tight end for my first passing touchdown of my college career. Between you and I was just happy I didn't turn the ball over. But this was a big loss for the team yet again, but you could feel in the air that the coach's mind was turning, and what he was thinking had me shook. Cause that next practice, I was up for promotion. And no, it wasn't from the 3rd string spot, cause coach said I took 2nd string the previous game. This was for the number 1 spot on the team. Yeah, bro, I was up for QB1. Coach decided to tell us all before the practice that what was about to happen today should be a warning to anyone on the team. That if your attitude is wrong, or you come in thinking that your spot can't be taken and you underperform, your spot could get taken by a walk-on. Not only that, but your scholarship would get taken by a walk-on. Bro, when I tell you I felt everybody on that field looking dead at me like I was the one who did something wrong, and I'm just like, yo, all I did was my job. I didn't set out to steal nobody's spot, but you know what? Since y'all upset with me, let me give y'all something to really be upset about. And I did it. I took QB1 from someone who thought they deserved it and didn't fight to keep it. I learned a valuable lesson today, and it was exactly what the coach told me in our first meeting. Anything worth having is worth fighting for, or something like that. I wasn't really paying attention. Either way, from that point on, I was QB1. All that was cool or whatever, but what I didn't know was how trash this offensive line really was. I'm not trying to make any excuses. I'm just trying to let y'all know how I became the player and decision maker I am today. But my first time out as a starter for this team, I'm already starting off 0 for 1 as I have to scramble and throw the ball away. On 1st and 10, instead of looking downfield, I'll use my legs to scramble, and after a 12-yard gain, I slide down. I'm not trying to go out the way I did in high school. Unfortunately, we go 3 and out on this possession, and on 2nd and 10, down 6, Washington goes flying down the field, and I air one out, and it was super underthrown, but he slows down and catches the ball for a crazy 55-yard gain. Trying not to get too excited, coach calls a couple of run plays, and we have a 3rd and 8 situation. I'm rolling out, looking at my options, but everyone is covered, so I see some green in front of me, and I take off. I feel my feet get tied up, and I'm down right on the 1 yard line. Nah, I can't have that, so I tell the team it's a hurry up and run the same play again. This time I roll out to my left, and it's a tutty. My 2nd rushing touchdown of the year, and this time I soak it all in and turn up a little bit. Now, y'all know damn well coach was not happy about me taking over and calling a hurry up because the trust wasn't there yet. But to be fair, I took the punishment because I was caught up in a moment. I had to settle down and realize this wasn't my team, at least not yet. I also had to realize that if I would have turned the ball over or not scored, then I would have been the bad guy in that situation. So all risks weren't worth the chance. Either way, I was looking like the man out on the field. And on the 41-yard line, coach calls a dream play for me as I buy some time in the backfield. I throw another bomb to my receiver who has a step on 2 defenders, and I put it only where he can get it for a passing touchdown, putting us down 1 in this close game. I'm back on the field and defense gives up 3, and I'm trying my best not to lose my debut game. So I'm putting it all on the line on 2nd and 14, moving around. I throw up another bomb, and to everyone's surprise, our player comes down with the ball for a nice gain of yards. This next play has haunted me for years because here I am thinking I'm about to be the hero of this game as I roll to my left, and for a second I see my receiver getting open and I toss it up, but before you know it, the defender has the ball and our comeback hopes are shattered, and San Diego State scores off of that turnover. I'm playing hero ball lost us the game, but I didn't want to go out without giving it another shot. I roll back out to my left. This time I see my guy DJ wide open down the field, and I put enough on it to get it to him in stride, and he was finally taken down after another 55-yard gain. 1st and goal, coach wants me to throw it again, but this time I'm not even looking to pass as I scramble in for a quick touchdown. And to think, I made the ending of this game so complicated, especially after scoring in 2 plays. I was hurt. Not only that, but the opposite team's QB got player of the game, and I'm not gonna hold y'all. Along with winning a game, I definitely wanted to be a player of the game. Those were my only 2 goals this season, but I did throw for 233 passing yards yards, 1 touchdown, and I had 54 rushing and 1 touchdown on the ground. Our next game was against Air Force, and I don't have to mention this, but as an Army man, I wanted to win this bad. Gaining 14 yards on the first play was a statement for me personally, and it didn't stop there as I scrambled again for another first down. This time I slide for safety. The next play was an option play, which would become my favorite. This time I take it right up the hash marks for a 14-yard gain, and I'm locked in. Next play, Air Force sends the blitz, and I buy enough time to dump it down, but Luke had more plans as he gets us another first down. Now, unfortunately, Coach trusted our running back a little bit too much for the rest of the drive, and we end up settling for 3 points. But I wasn't fazed by it as we come right back out on the field, picking it up from where I left off as Coach calls another option play, and I'm scoring for real, picking up 10 yards. 3rd and 4, I'm moving outside the pocket, seeing Luke open down the field. I overthrow it slightly, but Luke makes a spectacular catch for 23 yards. 3rd and 8, further down the field, Coach wants a pass, and I'm not looking as I use my legs to get us a first down and a little bit more. 3rd and 5, Coach wants a quick dump down for the first, and I'm trying to sit in the pocket as long as I can, but I'm scrambling yet again, barely picking up the first down. But Coach decides to give the ball to the running back who walks into the end zone, putting us up by 2 for the moment. Defense does what they need to do, and we're back on the field, but not for long as I roll out right, waiting for the play to develop, and I throw a dot to Luke, who barely crosses the end zone line for another touchdown. Defense definitely gave up the booty as we're only up by 3. I'm being a playmaker yet again, rolling out, trying to find someone as I throw in a super tight window to my dude Caden for 16 yards. Started this 4th, and I'm looking to put some more space in between these scores as the defense is running shut down. Man, defense, I have nothing but field and time in front of me as I go down after gaining 20 yards. Now here we go again, in a position where I know we need to score. We could be kicking a field goal, but here I am rolling out. Thought I had someone. Instead, it's a turnover on downs. And of course, the defense gave it up and not only allowed Air Force to score, but take the rest of the game clock with it. We take the L, and I feel as if this one hurt me more than anyone else out there. I only threw for 99 yards, but I rushed for 177. But don't worry, I won't forget this one. Bruh, we are 1-8 on the season, and I'm still looking for my first win as a starting QB, and I'm hoping it's this one. We've had some mistakes from the coaching unit as well as the team, so I'm not pointing no fingers. I just want to win. So I know I need to go out and do whatever it takes to make this happen. 3rd and 6, I'm rolling out and hitting what is now my favorite target, Luke, for a quick first down to keep this drive going. 2nd and 9, the play coach drew up was a nice one, but no one could get open, so I did what I do best and scrambled for the first down instead. 2nd and 1, no one gets open yet again, and I'm more than happy to get this first down. Would have felt better to get the tutty, but I'm not picky. But on 2nd and goal, coach calls a play sending all the receivers to the back of the end zone. I'm confused, but I'm no dummy. I immediately take off towards the end zone and score, breaking the seal off the game. Defense gets a stop, and we're back out on the field, and on 3rd and 21, I kind of slip back into my high school ways as I throw an idiot bomb down the field, and what should have been picked off turns into a huge gain. But that very next play, I do it again. This time, the defense makes me pay as the pass is picked off on the 1-yard line. Bruh, one thing I can't do is go back to my high school days, especially seeing as how the coach is giving me a chance to be great. So coming back from halftime, I knew I needed to make something shake, and on 3rd and 4, I roll out, and there he was. And I put the ball on the money to Andrew for a 48-yard pickup. From the 15-yard line, coach calls a play action, but the defense is sticking to everybody, which means I have plenty of space as I take off and actually score another touchdown, putting us up a score. 4th quarter, and we're up a touchdown. Now, we've been running true clock up until this point, and I know putting more points on the scoreboard would solidify this game. So on 3rd and 3, I'm not trusting my arm on this one. I don't even look at the sideline. I put the team back on the line, running the same play, and I do the exact same thing again. I immediately take off, and this time I'm in the end zone for a score. I couldn't believe it. I trusted my gut, and it paid off again. I had just iced the game for us in that moment, and I accomplished my goal for the season. I led my team to a dub, and I won player of the game with 137 yards passing and 190 yards on the ground with 3 total touchdowns. Last 2 games of the regular season, and I'm all in on on personal victories at this point. With a 2-8 record, I knew nothing was happening in the postseason. At this point, all I could do was show why I should remain QB1 at this school, and the only way to truly do that was to perform like last game and win. So on 1st and 10, I found my tight end for a 31-yard gain, getting us close to the end zone. I called a hurry up because the defense definitely exposed themselves on that play, and I found the same target as we finally scored late in the first quarter. Defense gets us a stop on a 1st and 10. I'm back out with that tunnel vision, scrambling for 9 yards. Next play was a tragedy of a miracle as my guy Caden explodes past the defense, but I slightly overthrow him as he makes a play on the ball but couldn't keep hold of it. We punt the ball off. Fresno puts up a tutty, and we're back on the field as I dot up Luke for a 28-yard reception. Coach calls an option play, and I keep it as I scoot for 21 yards, hopefully ending this drive with a touchdown. 2nd and 4, I'm looking out, and I'm not trusting my arm in this raid, so I keep it on the ground for an 11-yard gain. Bars. Another option call on the 5-yard line, and the defense goes for the handoff as I walk into the end zone, potentially tying this game up. Defense gives up a touchdown, and even worse, we missed the extra point. So now we need a score and 2 points to tie the game back up. So I'm coming out, making plays with my legs, and getting out of bounds to stop the clock from running out on us. 2nd and 11, I'm looking up the field trying to get this ball moving. Luckily, I find DJ throwing across my body, getting us a 1st down and some. 2nd and 10, coach calls the option, and I'm reading the defense to perfection as I fight my way into the end zone. Now, we just need 2 to tie the game up, and unfortunately, coach calls a run play for the running back, and he gets stopped short. Defense gets a major stop with about 1 minute left on the clock, and I get in my playmaking bag as I'm seeing a lot of field in front of me, but I'm gonna slide after picking up about 30. It's 4th and inches, and coach wants a Hail Mary pass, and I'm thinking field goal position. So as soon as I receive the snap, I go right up the gut, making sure I pick up the first, and I go down. Looks like coach has some ego thing going on and does not send out the field goal unit, or maybe it was just too far for our kicker, but I throw one up, and surprisingly, one of our guys comes down with it, but it just wasn't enough time. We end up taking another L on the season, and I'm starting to see we just don't have a great 4th quarter comeback scheme, and we desperately need one. So it's the last game of the season against Boise State, and y'all already know the mission, and it's quite simple. Do more than enough to keep my spot so I can get a real shot at a full season on this team. Very next play, coach calls the option, and I'm finding a lot of blue field as I rush for 15 yards. It doesn't stop there as coach calls a passing play, but this Boise State secondary is strapped in, so I turn on the Jets and score the first points for either team late in the first half. Now, I don't know if it was because this was the last game of the season or not, but the defense was locked in as well. We get great field position as I rush for 8 yards. Starting to see the option go crazy on 3rd and 2, I keep the ball for another 8 yards and a 1st down. The very next play, I'm rolling out to my right, and before I scramble off, I see Andrew wide open in the middle of the field before he gets smacked for the 1st down. 3 terrible play calls from the coach. And finally, we run the undefeated option play as I stumble across the end zone line for a tutty. Now fast forward to the 4th quarter, defense gave up some points, but we still have the lead. Now in the past games, the 4th quarter has been our kryptonite, and I wasn't looking to keep that trend going. I'm really putting my body on the line for this one, and on 3rd and 2, I drop all the way back and throw up a prayer to my boy Luke, who comes down with it for another first. 2nd and 6, I'm looking downfield, no one is open, and there's some room, and I take off for 16 yards, and the boys are hyped up. From the 8-yard line, I'm rolling out to my left, and this time I find Caden, and he stops short of scoring a tutty. And when you know it, the run play finally works out for us as our running back bounces to the outside to put our lead a little further than before. And that's how we won our 3rd game of the season and how we ended our season. I know only 3 wins is crazy, but I win player of the game again with a horrible 51 yards in the air and 179 on the ground with 2 total touchdowns. Now again, I know we only won 3 games, and I know I didn't have the greatest stats, but out of the 5 games I played and started, I won us 2. And both games we won, I won player of the game as well. Now again, take it easy on me, because out of those 5 games, I threw for 769 yards and rushed for 729. Let's keep it a beam. If I could play the full season, no one could mess with me. And if we could somehow come up with wins as well, bruh, I don't even know what to say, because thinking about all of this was making me super excited to get the next season started right now. But this would only work if I got that starting position. So needless to say, I was getting back in the lab to get to work as quickly as possible. My sophomore year was about to be a movie. Actually bored playing college basketball, so he was more than happy to make this change. No need to say, but Ray signed the contract immediately and was off to Europe, not looking back. When the news struck, everyone was shocked, even Raiden, who was now even more jealous than before. Raiden was upset and envious because there was no way Ray went